Our ears are like our womb, and everything that goes through grows through. My mental health has improved. The relationship with my God has changed drastically for the better. I ended a lot of toxic relationship. I live a happy life just because I stopped listening to music. It's been 5 years since I stopped listening to music. Well, from 2019. And I'm here thriving life without music. I was in desperate need of peace and I needed to live life that is free from anxiety, that is free from confusion, that was free from anything that was causing me my peace of mind and that was affecting my relationship with my God and my relationship with myself. And since I was on my healing journey and I needed to heal, I sat down and I was writing the things that needed to go away from my life in order for me to achieve the peace I was seeking, the healing that I was seeking. So I was in a process of removing the things that were part of the problems so that I can heal all the relationships in my life, the relationship with myself, the relationship with my God, the relationship with my parent, especially my mom, the relationship with my friends and my mental health. All of these things needed to heal. So what else do you do when you're seeking for peace? When you want to heal, you remove the things that are causing the problems. And for me, music was one of the things I needed to remove from my life. As you can see, I'm a Muslim, and if you're Muslim, probably you're Muslim who's watching me, you know music is not allowed in our religion. And there's a lot of reasons why, but we don't comprehend that because it's been made normal to us. And honestly speaking, it is one of the reasons why we have daily anxieties. And it's been 5 years since I stopped listening to music. And alhamdulillah, that has been one of the best decisions I did to myself. So music is cultural. It is the way people connect. It is the way we express, our feelings, our emotions. This is a way of life that we know. And once you know something, once it is part of how you express yourself, how you interact with others, it becomes hard to identify it is the problem, and it also becomes hard to remove it from your life or to find a healthy way to live with that thing. And honestly, it impacts us. It is a way people thrive. It is one of the things why a lot of the human beings are dealing with anxiety, depression, the reasons of our unhappiness, the reason why we are feeling less, the reason why we compare ourselves, just because of music. Because in this music, we see a lot of content. There's a lot that is said in the music industry, and there's a lot that happens in the music industry. And as we know, it is a multi-million industry, and that is why, honestly speaking, it has been normalized, and that is why it is part of us. It has created a lot of confusion. And one thing I can say for myself as Amina, it created confusion when I was growing up during my teenagehood, because that is when I got introduced to music, because I was a high school student. I was a primary school, and everywhere you go, this is what we do. We listen to music. Even though I didn't come from a household that generally promoted music, I never saw my parents listening to music. And I didn't grow up in a household that, loves music or promotes music. But one way or the other, I was a young child, I was a teenager, I was in school, I have friends, and definitely I get exposed to music. Music is something that is curated to have an effect on our emotions, our mental states, and this is the only way we get to love music. This is the only way we get to be addicted. If it was not curated to have an effect on our mental states, on our souls, on our mental health, it could have not made a huge impact. Honestly speaking, there are people who cannot function without music. There are people who cannot sit in silence just because they're used to something playing. If you cannot function without music, when you're working, when you're walking, anything you do, you need to have music playing. I'm just here to tell you, you are addicted to music. And addiction is something that is treated. So you need to get the treatment. You need to enjoy more to sitting in silence. That is how our mental health is going to improve. That is how that's how we listen to our emotions, and that is how we will connect with our mental state, with what we are feeling, and to clear confusion. Because if you are confused and you keep on listening to music, guess what? That is going to affect you. We are creatures of habits, and whatever we listen, whatever we consume has an impact on us. Just imagine the current music, from the lyrics to the people who create, to the singers, to the industry itself. It is pathetic. Some lyrics you listen to, and if you're a person who has morals, who has ethics, you will be gagged. Literally, you will gag just because of how filthy the lyrics are. But just because it was curated and the way it is being transmitted to us looks so fancy, so beautiful, we get addicted to it. How many times have we had, oh, so and so has committed suicide, or he was found dead in their house, or so and so they overconsumed drugs? This is just all because of music. That's how the industry is, and that is how it is functioning. Imagine it has that huge effect on the creators. What about the consumers? What about the consumers? We are not less of a different than them. It's also affecting us the way it affects them. We never used to have these problems back in the days, because back in the days, the music that was created wasn't as bad, as vulgar as today's music. Let me just give you an example of a case that recently happened. I think it's called P. Diddy. He is part of the music industry. Can you see the kind of lives these people are living? I think another creator also is Young Philly. I am not saying these people are guilty, but I'm just saying, just try to assume what goes on through this industry. And the reason why people are affected so much is just because it is normalized. Just imagine the effect it is having on our population, on the human race, and the destruction it has created over the years. I've reached this stage of life whereby I don't promote anything on my socials. I don't use music. A lot of people don't like to be my friends, or I don't like to be their friends, just because I tell them, or like they hear Amina doesn't listen to music, or I tell them I don't like to listen to music. And I remember one of my friends, she was using my laptop and she started listening to music, and I was like, at that time my laptop was new, so I was like, hey girl, I don't listen to music, and I made promise to myself that I'm not going to use my laptop for something that is haram. I will appreciate if you don't listen to music using my laptop. And that thing literally pissed her. I could see from her eyes the look she gave me. She's like, are you serious, Amina? Are you in this stage of life that you're even refusing people to use your devices to listen to music? Yes, I've reached to that level, and I'm glad I've reached to that level. And I could have not reached this level if it wasn't for the guidance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Honestly speaking, Allah is the one who guides, and without His guidance, nobody's perfect. Alhamdulillah, I'm always grateful for the guidance I've got, just because of not listening to music. At the end of the day, it is not my effort, but at the same time, it is my effort. It is the guidance. The guidance comes from Allah, because Allah is Al-Hadi. I am grateful of the things I have seen in my life, the positive changes I've observed in my healing journey, in my personal development life. It has made a huge, huge positive impact on my mental health. My relationship with my God has improved. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. The amount of barakah I've gotten from just not listening to music, it is incomprehensible, literally. And my Quran memorization has become easy, literally, because we know in our mind the Quran and music, they don't go together. And if you're a person who listens to music and you want to memorize Quran, it's not going to work out. And actually it doesn't work out. If it works out, one of the other will going to overpower. So usually it happens to music because it's the devil's. It is the devil's work, and that is why I have seen a huge difference in my Quran memorization just because I don't listen to music. And people use music to numb our emotions. We use music to escape from the reality of life. If you're sad, you listen to a sad song and that takes you to another world, that exaggerates your feeling, and that affects your mental state, that affects your emotions, that affects how you regulate your emotions. And the longer you do this, the impact it has on you, it is huge. These are some of the journals I would love to share with you guys that I've read that involve the negative impact music has on our lives. This is from study from Journal of Neuroscience. It stated that loud music can distract individuals, and that is why we use music when we want to escape from reality and numb our emotions. Another one states this is from the Consumer Research. Constant listening to music is linked to emotional stress, negative mood. It heightens anxiety, and it is now that I'm understanding the reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made music haram. After seeing how the music industry is going, after hearing a lot of musicians struggling with their mental health, others committing suicide, others doing some disgusting shit behavior, so right now I appreciate and I say Alhamdulillah ya Rabbi ya Rahman. Everything you say, everything that you say is forbidden. It's for my own good. So I'm gonna show you the hadiths, the reasons, the sunnah, and the reason why Allah has made it haram. And yeah, there is a huge industry, that is created by psychologists, by this personal development, by the gurus, and all of them are trying to teach you how to regulate your emotions, how to meditate, how to be in silence. And you have had this, like, oh, in the morning when you wake up, don't listen to anything. You need to sit in silence. You need to meditate. People telling you, oh, there's a retreat. This retreat happened that you're not supposed to use your phones. You're not supposed to talk to anyone. All of this is being created because people are suffering from their mental health, from confusion. People are literally struggling. And all of this comes from where? From music, from the industry that has, been promoted for years and years. Every single day, we see a lot of millions being spent. Every single day, we hear a new artist is coming out. Every single day, new albums are being dropped off. And because of all of this thing that the music industry is making, other people decided to make, okay, we see the negative impact it is creating. You know what? Let's create another industry. Let's make more money. This industry is going to teach people how to sit in silence, how to appreciate nature, how to meditate. We should tell these people not to be addicted to music, on how they should live with themselves, with other people, just because they're struggling with their lives. That's insane. To me, that sounds insane. Yeah, and that is why I'm here to say today, to share my story and tell you guys, not listening to music has contributed to my healing journey. Not listening to music has been a huge part of my healing journey, and that is why I decided to share with you guys life without music. I shared my personal reasons. I have shared some facts that I've read from researches that have been done, and from my personal experiences and from the experiences from my friends, because I have friends who also don't listen to music, and we sit and we appreciate and we talk about how is life without music. And after seeing what is going on in the music industry and how people are behaving and the huge effect it is having on, on us, on the human beings, especially on the youth, it is something that is needed to be talked about. And I'm glad, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, that I once woke up and decided music is contributing to, my mental health being in a bad place, my spiritual health being in a bad place also. And yeah, so if you're someone who struggles with music, or you're addicted, or like you're on a journey of stopping music, I'm here to tell you life is beautiful without music. You don't have to listen to music to relate to your peers. You don't have to listen to music to be a cool person. You don't have to listen to music to be you. Just enjoy silence. You can do other things. And yeah, I hope this helps you. Thank you for stopping by today. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Until next time, bye. Love you.